Hi and welcome to the Dead Ball Area. This week we've teamed up with Rugby Coach Weekly to look at the 2018 Six Nations. We're going to look at 3 sequences from the first round of the Six Nations and the skills required to execute effective attacking plays. Let's start by looking at the England versus Italy game and what I think is a really good example of having players all through the team able to handle and pass and make decisions under pressure. England play off a scrum and after initially playing right, Kerr passes back to forward against the flow of the play. Personally, I think England miss a chance here. We can see Teo has pulled in the final defender and if Farrell had perhaps floated the ball over the top to Brown, England could have potentially scored off the first phase. Regardless, it's a strong carry from Teo and England recycle and after initially working left come back and work across the pitch to the right over a couple of phases until Vunipola executes a circle ball to Farrell on the loop. Now let's focus on the soft hands from Vunipola and how even under pressure the ball sits up into Farrell's hands allowing him to catch and pass under pressure in almost one motion and this allows England to keep the tempo up and Coles is able to barrel over the gain line. It's a wonderful little sequence of passing and allows England to dominate the contact through being able to constantly change the contact point. Now the whole sequence of play is about winning the gain line, but importantly winning it at the right time. England don't needlessly send runners over the gain line. Every one of them makes an impact. The result is Italy are scrambling backwards, and as they try to generate some line speed, we see them concede a knock-on on the next phase. And playing under advantage, England continue the attack. Again, I think England miss another chance to put this try away sooner, as we can see they have numbers on Italy. If we look wide on the far side, we can see Itoje is frantically indicating this. A simple draw and pass would likely have created the chance England are looking for. Instead, Vunipola decides to take contact and England generate quick ball. Now let's note the lines from Hartley and Launchbury who hold the inside defence as the English attack folds around. And then it's lovely soft hands from Ford to put Farrell into space. It's a good try, but I think it's also a great example of how decision making is key to the modern attack. Throughout it we see players making good decisions, Vunipola, Farrell, Ford. But equally as important in the sequence is that even when someone makes a call that could be seen as a poor decision, they back it and turn it into something positive. And that's a really important point. Now let's look at Wales' demolition of Scotland in round 1 as well. We'll pick up with a restart after Davies' try. Scotland restart the game with an excellent hanging drop kick. However, as Wales set up to exit, we can see that Scotland have set up expecting Wales to kick chase. If we look wide right, we can see there's a huge disconnect between the 2 Scottish defenders. And identifying this, Wales go from deep in their own 22. With Scotland sat back so deep, it's a great option, and Patrol passes behind the VD, whose line is just enough to interest Jones. Now the idea is to push wide quickly and bring Halfpenny around the corner to create a 4 versus 2 by linking him with Williams, Parks and Evans. Unfortunately, it's a poor pass from Patrol, too far out in front of Halfpenny, dropping off as it reaches him. We can see Halfpenny has to overreach to collect the ball and we can see that he struggles to control the pass. It's only a fraction too far, but if we look at what that pass has done to Halfpenny's running line, we can see he's had to drift out farther than he'd have liked, and that's closing the gap between him and Williams, and this allows Jones to back off and then reconnect with Seymour, as they drift across shadowing the ball's movement. Regardless, Wales eat up the yards presented to them, and Parks shows excellent decision making to take contact instead of drawing and passing towards the touchline against the sliding defence, and this allows Wales to set up and go again. With Wales moving the ball right to the defence's edge, it's clear that Scotland have had to chase across and are now struggling to mirror up on defence. We can see that no one has picked up Shingler, and this is even more obvious if we swap the angle and look at the yawning gap Patrol puts him into. It's a lovely piece of play from Patrol and Shingler, and we can see that Ball and Evans drop into classic channel drill support lines from here. Each pass in the sequence is nigh on perfect. The ball sits in the air, and the players are able to come onto the ball without adjusting their lines or having to slow down or overreach for the ball. No one struggles to control the ball, and it's only when Evans is unable to control a slightly loose pass from Jones, who has worked hard to get in this position, that it forces the move to break down. It's a shame Wales can't finish this attacking play, but throughout it, there is some excellent passing and good decision making, none more so than Jones, who identifying the need to get on the end of the passing sequence, gets there. Now let's quickly go back and note where Jones starts his support run from. If you can, try and keep track of him throughout this following sequence because it's an immense effort to get on the end of the passings. Let's jump ahead a few minutes and look at the lead up to Lee Halfpenny's try. Wales play left off a scrum and Patrol stops short. Playing back across the goal line, we see Wales use 2 punch groups to work back to the near middle of the pitch and then Jake Ball plays a wonderful pass out the back to Williams, who in turn passes wide to Halfpenny, who races in for the score. Now Ball's pass is the making of this move, a fantastic piece of skill executed right up on the tackle line under pressure. It's important that Davis's pass is into his hands, allowing him to pivot and give the pass in one movement. And if Davis's pass the ball had been too high or behind him, the chance would have gone and he'd likely have taken contact. All the dots connect, and I think with both these clips we can see the importance of having highly skilled ball handling players throughout a team that can think and make decisions under pressure. That ability to identify when chances are on and to be aware of what is happening around them is key to the modern game. And while a lot of the focus has been on terms adopting the second distributor and things like that, I think these clips indicate how important it is that in all 15 players you have people who can handle and make decisions under pressure. It's also important that the players trust each other to make these decisions and are able to recover from poor decisions, resetting and turning them into good decisions. Now that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and supporting these. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to thumbs up and to subscribe to stay up to date with future videos and podcasts. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook, and also don't forget to check out Rugby Coach Weekly for tips and coaching drills to help you and your teammates improve. See you next time.